Have you ever noticed how the atmosphere of your home affects your well-being, mood, and even decisions? This isn't just a subjective feeling. It's a reality confirmed by both psychology and spiritual practices. Carl Jung, one of the greatest researchers of the human mind, asserted that the space in which we live is not merely a physical environment, but a reflection of our inner world. Our home is a kind of mirror reflecting our thoughts, emotions, and state of life. If there's order, harmony, and positive energy in the house, then the human mind becomes calmer and more balanced. Home is not just walls and furniture, but a living environment that can support or oppress us. The way we organize our dwelling affects how we perceive ourselves in the surrounding world. Therefore, caring for the home is at the same time caring for one's own psyche. When we cleanse the space of unnecessary and fill it with things that please us, we create for ourselves an energetically favorable environment. Refreshing the interior, the correct arrangement of objects, and even elementary cleaning can bring a sense of renewal and lightness. The energy of the house is formed not only through its physical state, but also through our emotions and intentions. Frequent conflicts, a tense atmosphere, and negative thoughts can accumulate in the space, creating a feeling of heaviness. Conversely, joyful moments, gratitude, and awareness fill the house with bright energy. Our dwelling can become for us either a source of inspiration or a place that oppresses and limits us. If the house is filled with chaos, then there will be confusion in thoughts. If the space is organized with love and attention, it promotes inner balance. The process of caring for the home can be considered as a meditative practice. Each action, from washing floors to arranging things, can be filled with meaning if performed with awareness and the intention to create harmony. Caring for your space is a way to make contact with yourself. When we put things in order in the house, we literally create a structure in our lives, prioritize and free ourselves from everything that no longer serves us. The space in which we live can affect even our decisions and actions. Cleanliness and comfort promote productivity, concentration, and a sense of calm. Chaos and disorder, on the contrary, can cause procrastination and fatigue. Therefore, it's very important to treat the house as a living organism that needs care and attention. When we dedicate time to creating a comfortable and clean space, we not only improve the quality of our lives, but also strengthen our emotional state. Home is not just a refuge from the outside world, but a place that shapes us and affects our energy. By creating a harmonious space, we help ourselves to become more balanced, happier, and internally free. The influence of the energy of the house on the emotional state. The energy of the house has a direct impact on our emotional state, even if we do not realize this. The space in which we live accumulates our emotions, thoughts, and experiences, reflecting the inner world of its inhabitants. If the house is filled with harmony, cleanliness, and comfort, it creates a sense of security and emotional balance. In such a space, it's easier to relax, concentrate, and recover strength after a difficult day. Conversely, disorder, clutter, and chaos in the house can cause irritation, fatigue, and anxiety. Lack of light, uncomfortable environment, or accumulation of unnecessary things can reduce the level of energy and cause apathy. A person living in a dark space experiences a feeling of depression and emotional discomfort. Cleanliness and order in the house contribute to improving mood and help fight stress. When we have an organized and pleasant space around us, the brain more easily processes information and thoughts become clearer. The energy of the house largely depends on what happens inside it. If conflicts often occur in the family, negative emotions literally permeate the space, creating a feeling of tension. Conversely, a house filled with joy, laughter, and love becomes a place of strength and inspiration. The condition of the bedroom is especially important because during sleep, a person is most receptive to the surrounding energy. A calm atmosphere in the room promotes deep rest, and disorder or oversaturation with objects can cause anxious dreams and insomnia. The house can affect the level of anxiety and the ability to relax. For example, a minimalist space with soft colors and cozy details promotes inner peace and reduces nervousness. Many notice that after general cleaning or rearrangement of furniture, the mood becomes better, and in the head there is a feeling of freshness and freedom. This is because cleansing the space frees our psyche from unnecessary experiences. Live plants, natural lighting, and fresh air can increase the level of energy and make the atmosphere of the house more pleasant. Studies show that nature in the interior helps reduce stress and increases concentration. Smells in the house also play an important role in the emotional state. The aromas of lavender, citrus, or sandalwood can soothe and fill the space with positive energy, and unpleasant odors, on the contrary, cause discomfort and irritation. However, a chaotic, cluttered, and heavy atmosphere in the dwelling can have a negative impact, causing stress, anxiety, and a feeling of inner unease. The space we inhabit daily absorbs our energy, emotions, and memories. That's why working with a home isn't just cleaning or decorating, but a deep inner practice that fosters transformation and personal growth. But what if we consciously begin to interact with the energy of our home? What if blessing the space in which we live can not only cleanse it, but also transform our lives? The emotional state of a person largely depends on the level of noise in the house. Loud, irritating sounds can increase the level of stress, while quiet background music or sounds of nature create an atmosphere of relaxation. The energy of the house is formed not only by the physical condition of the space, but also by what emotions we invest in it. Gratitude, care, and love make the space alive and filled with bright energy. When the house becomes a place where a person feels protected and peaceful, his emotional state stabilizes. Conversely, a feeling of chaos or tension in the space can be reflected in well-being and even in the quality of sleep. Even small changes in the house, for example, a new detail in the interior or rearrangement of furniture, can change the atmosphere and affect the mood. A space that inspires makes a person more energetic and motivated. The house can be compared to a mirror reflecting our inner world. If there is disorder in it, then there is chaos in thoughts. If the space is organized, the person feels more collected and focused. Practices of conscious interaction with the house, such as cleaning with intention, changing the setting in the house can become a powerful tool for improving the emotional state. Updating the decor, adding light shades, or getting rid of unnecessary things creates a feeling of freshness and new possibilities. A house filled with love and attention becomes a source of inspiration where a person can relax, develop, and find inner harmony. The atmosphere in it affects not only the mood, but also the overall quality of life. Caring for your home is caring for yourself. The more attention we pay to creating a cozy and harmonious space, the easier it is for us to cope with stress, find joy in the little things, and feel happier. The inner relationship of home and personal growth. Home is not just a place of residence, but a space that shapes our personality and influences development. The environment in which we live is able to both support our personal growth and inhibit it. A harmonious and organized home creates conditions for productivity, motivation, and awareness. When there's order in the house, it's easier for a person to focus on goals, develop useful habits, and maintain inner balance. Disorder in the dwelling can indicate inner confusion and slow down the processes of self-knowledge. A cluttered home hinders the flow of energy and makes it difficult to make decisions. The house reflects our psychological state, so changes in it often accompany stages of personal growth. For example, people often rearrange or get rid of old things during the rethinking of their lives. Each space in the house carries a certain energy, and the correct distribution of zones helps to direct internal forces in the right direction. A workspace created with care promotes concentration, and a cozy corner for relaxation helps to replenish resources. An energetically filled space is able to inspire, awaken creativity, and promote new discoveries. A beautiful and cozy home helps a person to feel confident and develop in harmony with himself. When a person begins to consciously care for his home, he develops discipline, attention, and responsibility. Putting things in order and caring for the space is not just everyday work, but a practice of awareness and self-development. A house filled with positive emotions contributes to the formation of a more stable psyche. In such a space, a person more easily overcomes difficulties, recovers faster after stress, and feels more emotionally stable. It's important to understand that the house is a reflection of our internal attitudes. If a person is stuck in old habits and fears, his house may be overloaded with unnecessary objects. Getting rid of them can become a symbol of internal changes and promote personal growth. Today, we'll talk about how to consciously work with the energy of the house, cleanse it from stagnant negative energy, and fill the space with light, peace, and inspiration. Are you ready to turn your home into a place that not only protects but also inspires you every day? Then let's figure out how to create a space that fosters inner harmony and personal growth. Even small transformations in space help to update the perception of oneself and the surrounding world. Creating a favorable atmosphere in the house promotes the formation of positive habits, such as morning rituals, meditation, or keeping a gratitude diary. All this directly affects the development of awareness and self-organization. A home in which there is comfort and order contributes to productivity and creative thinking. In such a space, it's easier to generate ideas, develop, and find new solutions for life tasks. If a person feels that his house does not inspire him, it can be a signal to changes in life. Sometimes a change of scenery is the first step to a new stage of development and transformation. The house can become a place of strength where a person draws inspiration and energy to realize his goals. A space filled with comfort and beauty motivates to move forward and develop. Caring for your home helps develop a sense of gratitude. When a person realizes the value of his space, he begins to treat life and the surrounding world more carefully. A conscious attitude to the house teaches a person to respect himself, his boundaries, and his personal space. This helps to strengthen inner confidence and self-sufficiency. The house affects the emotional state and therefore the ability of a person to achieve success. In a harmonious environment, it's easier to make informed decisions and move towards your goals. When a person surrounds himself with things that inspire and fill with meaning, he creates a space for growth and self-development. Aesthetics and comfort help to reveal inner potential. The interrelationship of home and personal growth is obvious. When we transform our space, we transform our life. Creating a conscious, harmonious dwelling helps us to become better, stronger, and happier. Blessing the home, a conscious approach. Blessing the home is not just a ritual, but a conscious process aimed at cleansing the space and filling it with positive energy. Our home absorbs the emotions, thoughts, and events occurring in it, so its energetic state directly affects our lives. Conscious interaction with the house helps to create an atmosphere of harmony, comfort, and inner peace. When the space is cleansed and filled with positive intentions, it becomes a source of inspiration, not a place where fatigue and stress accumulate. Blessing the home is not necessarily a religious rite, but rather a way of realizing the energy of your space and working with it. This process helps to get rid of stagnant energy, free up space for the new, and create an environment conducive to personal growth. One of the first steps in blessing is to cleanse the space, both physically and energetically. General cleaning, removing unnecessary things, and airing the rooms help to refresh the atmosphere and free up space for positive energy. Cleansing the space can be supplemented by using aromatic oils, incense, or candles. The scents of lavender, sage, or sandalwood have the ability to cleanse and fill the space with harmony. Consciousness in the process of blessing plays a key role. It's important not just to perform actions mechanically, but to invest in them, the intention to create a bright and peaceful atmosphere. Words of blessing spoken with sincerity can transform the energy of the home. For example, you can say, "This house is filled with light, harmony, and joy. Here reigns peace, love, and inspiration." Visualization also helps to enhance the effect of blessing. Imagining how the space is filled with golden light or clean air, we strengthen intentions and create a more powerful energy flow. Creating a small sacred corner in the house can also be an element of blessing. This can be a place for meditation, an altar with inspiring objects, or just a cozy corner for reflection. Blessing the home can be done with sound. For example, the ringing of a bell, a Tibetan singing bowl, or quiet, relaxing music helps to dissipate negative energy. Energetic blessing can be done regularly, especially after difficult events, emotional stress, or just in moments when energy stagnation is felt. The psychological and symbolic role of home. Home is not just a physical space in which we live, but a reflection of our inner state. It symbolizes our thoughts, emotions, and life path. Psychologists assert that our environment affects our mood, energy level, and even the decisions we make. Carl Jung believed that the home is an archetype symbolizing the human psyche. It's important to remember that blessing the home is not a one-time act, but a process requiring attention and regularity. The more we care about our space, the stronger it supports us in everyday life. The house becomes truly blessed when kindness, love, and gratitude reign in it. Simple gestures such as lighting a candle, placing live flowers, or a warm family dinner can fill it with a special atmosphere. Each object in the house carries its energy, so it's important to surround yourself with things that evoke joy and inspiration. Blessing the home includes a conscious choice of what surrounds us. By blessing our dwelling, we establish the intention to make it a place of strength, peace, and restoration. It's a space where you can feel safe and find inspiration for new accomplishments. Blessing helps to strengthen the connection between a person and his home to make the space not just residential but truly native. When we fill the house with love and care, it answers us with the same. This process can be turned into a tradition, carrying it out in special moments of life. For example, before the beginning of a new stage, after important events, or just at the beginning of the new year. Blessing the home is also a way to take care of your inner state. After all, by cleansing the space, we cleanse our consciousness. A cozy, harmonious dwelling helps us to be calmer, more confident, and happier. A conscious attitude to the house changes not only its atmosphere, but also the quality of life of its inhabitants. Living in a space filled with bright energy, we become more balanced and open to new opportunities. Home is a reflection of our soul, and by blessing it, we not only care about our environment, but also help ourselves to become stronger, happier, and more harmonious. 3 steps to a harmonious space. The first step is to cleanse the home from negative energy. Cleansing the house from negative energy is the first and most important step on the path to creating a harmonious space. The space in which we live accumulates not only physical dust and disorder, but also the energetic burden of past events, emotions, and thoughts. It's worth starting with physical cleansing. Cleaning, airing, and getting rid of unnecessary things help to create a feeling of freshness and lightness. Old and broken things can carry stagnant energy, blocking the flow of life forces. Getting rid of clutter is not just a household task, but a symbolic act of liberation from the past. When we throw away the unnecessary, we open up space for the new, letting fresh opportunities into our lives. After physical cleaning, you can proceed to energetic cleaning. For this, incense such as sage, palo santo, or frankincense is often used. Aromas have the ability to cleanse the space from negative vibrations. The fire of candles also helps to get rid of the accumulated heaviness and create an atmosphere of warmth and comfort in the house. The light from the candle fills the rooms with soft, soothing energy, symbolizing renewal. You can use salt or water with salt, which is also well suited for cleaning doorways and windows. It's important to approach this process consciously, mentally imagining how negative energy leaves a space and is replaced by light and harmony. The second step is to create a sacred space. After cleansing the house, it's important to create in it. Different parts of it correspond to different levels of consciousness. The first floor reflects everyday thinking, the attic hidden aspects of the soul, and the basement can symbolize fears and suppressed emotions. A clean, orderly home promotes peace of mind, clarity of thought, and inner balance. It creates a sense of security, helps focus, and recovers strength after the day. Conversely, chaos in the dwelling can exacerbate anxiety, reduce motivation, and even worsen the psychological state. In this space, you can place objects that fill you with strength and inspiration. Candles, crystals, incense, statuettes, symbolic images, or books. Live flowers and plants also help to revive the energy of the space, making it warmer and more natural. Natural elements such as wood, stones, or water enhance the feeling of harmony and balance. To enhance the effect, you can use soft lighting, for example, garlands or lamps with warm light, creating a cozy atmosphere. It's important that nothing distracts you in this place, so it's worth minimizing the presence of extraneous things and devices emitting noise and tension. Even if there is little space in the house, you can allocate a small area. For example, put a beautiful candle on the windowsill or hang an inspiring symbol on the wall. The sacred space becomes a personal place of strength where you can replenish energy, focus on desires, and formulate intentions for the future. The more often you spend time in this corner with awareness and tranquility, the stronger its influence on your inner state. The third step, the ritual of blessing. After cleansing the space and creating a sacred corner, it's time to fill the house with bright and inspiring energy. The ritual of blessing helps to consolidate intentions and direct the flow of vibrations into each room. This process can be started by lighting a candle, which will become a symbol of a new stage in the energy of the house. The light of the fire helps to transform the space, filling it with a feeling of comfort and security. It's good to conduct the ritual in silence or under relaxing music to tune into the process and focus on your feelings. You can walk through the rooms, speaking aloud or mentally the intentions that you want to bring into your home. For example, this house is filled with light, love, and harmony. Each of its spaces brings joy, inspiration, and peace. If you have a bell or singing bowl, you can use sound to cleanse and fill the space. Ringing and clear sounds help to disperse stagnant energy and activate the flow of positive vibrations. Another way to consolidate the blessing is visualization. Imagine how your house is filled with a golden light streaming into every room and corner, pushing out of it everything that does not serve your well-being. For creating additional protection, you can use symbolic gestures. For example, sprinkle the corners of the house with water with salt or run your hand along the walls, mentally leaving a protective energy layer on them. After completing the ritual, take a few minutes to realize the new state of your space. Deep breathing, gratitude for this process, and tranquility in the soul will help to consolidate the effect. Blessing the home is not just a formal act, but a deep work with the space, allowing you to turn the dwelling into a place of strength. The more often you pay attention to the energy of the house, the more harmonious and cozier it becomes. When the house is filled with bright energy, it not only creates comfort, but also contributes to inner balance, improves mood, and makes life more conscious. This process can be repeated regularly when changing seasons, in moments of life changes, or just when the need for renewal is felt. A harmonious space is the basis of a prosperous life, and by caring for your home, you care for yourself. Conscious blessing helps to turn your home into a sanctuary of peace, inspiration, and mental balance. Long-term effects of a harmonious home. A harmonious space positively affects the emotional state, creating a feeling of calm and comfort. Living in a clean, organized home, a person feels more focused and balanced. When the house is filled with positive energy, it's easier to rest, recover from stress, and find inspiration for new ideas. People often intuitively change the setting in their home during life's changes. The desire to clean, change the interior, or get rid of old things often arises during periods of inner transformation. This is because the space in which we live absorbs our energy and reflects the current psycho-emotional state. Disorder in the house often symbolizes unresolved inner conflicts and emotional blocks. If it's difficult for a person to let go of the past, it can manifest in the accumulation of unnecessary things that create energetic heaviness. An orderly space promotes clarity of mind, helping to make decisions faster and concentrate on important tasks. Harmony in the house improves overall well-being, reducing the level of anxiety and tension. A space filled with comfort and bright energy contributes to stability and helps to cope with life's difficulties more easily. A conscious attitude to the house forms in a person the habit of caring not only for their environment, but also for their inner world. Cleanliness and order in the dwelling contribute to the formation of discipline and organization in other areas of life. A harmonious home positively affects the relationships between people, creating an atmosphere of trust, comfort, and coziness. In such a space, there are fewer conflicts, more spiritual warmth and support. An energetically clean house attracts more favorable opportunities into the lives of its inhabitants, as an ordered environment contributes to the correct distribution of resources and life energy. Over time, a person begins to perceive his house not just as a place of residence, but as a space of strength that supports his development and inspiration. In such a dwelling, it's easier to feel safe and find balance. When the space is filled with harmony, it helps a person to be more productive, easier to achieve goals and realize their dreams. A person in such a home feels happier, calmer, and more confident. A harmonious home reduces the level of emotional and physical exhaustion, helping a person to maintain a balance between work, rest, and personal growth. This space becomes a source of inspiration and inner support. When the house is filled with bright energy, a person experiences less stress and fatigue, and their interaction with the surrounding world becomes more conscious and positive. In such a space, it's easier to form useful habits, engage in creativity, and find time for self-development. Conscious blessing of the house and its energetic cleansing contributes to a long-term feeling of harmony and inner peace. This creates a solid foundation for personal happiness and mental equilibrium. A home in which a person feels comfortable becomes a place where they can restore strength, fill with positive energy, and find inspiration for new accomplishments. Such a home not only protects but also supports its inhabitants in all aspects of life. Home is not just a place where we live, but a reflection of our inner essence, thoughts, and emotions. It affects our condition, well-being, and even the quality of life. When the space is filled with harmony, comfort, and bright energy, it becomes a place of strength, supporting us in moments of fatigue and inspiring new accomplishments. Conscious cleansing of the house, creating a sacred space and the ritual of blessing help not only to improve the energy of the dwelling, but also to bring more peace, joy, and awareness into life. An ordered and clean space promotes clarity of mind, improves mood, and helps to focus on truly important things. But harmony in the home is not a one-time process, but a constant care for your environment and inner world. A person who consciously approaches the creation of their space not only makes it more comfortable, but also changes their life, getting rid of chaos, anxiety, and unnecessary attachments. By blessing our home, we express gratitude for its protection, comfort, and warmth. We create an environment that fills us with energy, inspires, and supports us. Each element of our space can either pull us back or help us move forward, and only we choose what our home will be like. How do you feel in your home? Have you noticed how its energy affects your mood and condition? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience may inspire others to consciously interact with their space. If this material was useful to you, don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss new inspiring videos. See you soon. Conversely, freeing oneself from clutter promotes renewal of consciousness and emotional cleansing. The interrelationship between home and psyche can be noticed in simple observations. When a person feels depressed, he may stop monitoring the cleanliness of his dwelling, and vice versa. Cleaning and organizing the space can become a therapeutic act, helping to put thoughts in order. Jung also spoke of the concept of synchronicity, a deep connection between external events and the inner world of man. When the house becomes uncomfortable or overwhelming, it can be a signal of the need for internal changes. Conversely, a harmonious and bright space helps a person to feel confident and calm. In dreams, the house is often associated with the personality of a person. If the vision of the dwelling looks abandoned, it can indicate inner emptiness or crisis. If it's spacious, bright, and cozy, it means that a person is in emotional stability. Some rooms in the house may evoke different emotions in us. For example, the bedroom is associated with rest and relaxation. The kitchen with warmth and care, and closed pantries or dark corners can symbolize suppressed fears or forgotten memories. It's important to consciously relate to your space because it can become both a source of inspiration and a cause of discomfort. Creating a cozy, harmonious atmosphere helps to stabilize the inner world, strengthen emotional health, and fill life with positive energy.